Hello and welcome to the Money Queen podcast. I am Alex Nicolaitis, the Money Queen. I'm here to unite the masculine and feminine energetics of money and invite you in joining me to break the stigma of we don't talk about money here. I will deliver the loving bitch slaps that you need in your business to elevate you as a leader and support you to that next level and welcoming in the wealthiest version of yourself. With over 13 years in the accounting and bookkeeping industry, I utilize the support of the masculine in systems, structure, support, and ATO compliance, combined with the feminine of the energetics of mentoring, guiding, getting really curious. So hit that subscribe button, leave me a rating, and I cannot wait to have you by my side as we raise the feminine collective and create true generational wealth and change. To get over yourself in a growing business and actually become a leader is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, this is coming to you from personal, painful bloody experience because I was once this person. Self-obsessed, one may say, or business-obsessed, and I didn't realize the impact that it was actually having on my team. I thought that I was doing the best that I could, and to be truthful, I was doing the best that I could with the knowledge and awareness that I had at the time. I thought that I was doing what was best for the business, and what that looked like was working my fucking ass off. But in actual fact, that was doing the business and myself the biggest disservice because I was teaching my team that I didn't trust them. I was burning myself out completely, and it just was not a fun time to be in my world because anything that I did was for the business. I was working anywhere from 70 to 80-hour weeks, and I thought that I was killing it. Shock horror, I wasn't. I was not. I did not allow people around me, and my team in particular, to fail. Why? Because I didn't even give them the opportunity to. I held tasks so close to my chest, it wasn't funny, that they actually had no opportunity to fail because I didn't even trust them enough to give them the task. Because I was like, no, if I give them the task, they won't do it as well as me. They won't do it as efficiently as me. They'll stuff it up. They'll speak to the client in the wrong way. They'll give them the wrong information. Insert all of the stories, right? And this was so prevalent at the start of my business journey because a lot of people in the community that I was in at the time knew the business via me. It was like, Alex is this business. This business is Alex. So anytime a team member of mine stuffed up, it was like, that was a direct reflection on me as a human because everyone knew me and knew it was my business. So I was like, I can't let anyone fail. And to some degree, I literally didn't. To some large degree, I didn't. That took a huge toll on my health. It took a huge toll on my quality of life, but I thought I was doing the best. Business was booming. Clients were coming in left, right, and center. People wanted to work with me. I was like, oh my God, I love this. My ego was in heaven when clients came into my world. But then I was like, shit, how am I going to service these people? Right? The people pleaser in me and the ego as well was like, yes, 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 yes. Of course, yes, we will do all this work. And then once we say yes, be like, oh shit, how do we actually do this work? I don't know. The stage that I was at in my personal development journey, not realizing that I was being the stopgap for that business at the time by not allowing anyone to grow, by not allowing anyone the opportunity to fail, it wasn't a good time. I think I went off a bit of a tangent there. Anywho, yeah, the stories that were in my mind at that time and were true for me at that time was that no one will do them as good as me. No one will do them as efficiently as me. No one has the accounting and the bookkeeping experience that I do. And that may have been factual at the time, but it didn't mean that I couldn't teach them that. But I chose not to because I wanted to be the smartest person in the room. Because I wanted to have an edge over everyone else. Hello, ego. I didn't want to be replaceable. By me having this extra knowledge, by me having this extra skill, by me hoarding all of this work, I was then no longer replaceable. But everyone else was. And if I taught them my knowledge, my skills, then what would I do? I would become replaceable in my own business. That scared the hell out of me. So I didn't. Again, business creates so many lessons for you to grow. And boy, oh boy, did I grow. Have I grown? I've been in business now, what is it? In October, I think it'd be 9 years, maybe even 10 years actually. No, I think it's 9. I can't remember exactly the year. Anywho, a long time. Another story, right? It's more time consuming to train someone, and I don't have the time for that. That was a story that was in my mind at that time. I don't have time to train someone. It's not efficient for me to do that. That again is factual. I didn't have the time, in inverted commas, to train someone, right? It would not be as efficient. But that is a short-term view. And I, because of the workload that I had, because I was overcommitting, because my people pleaser was saying yes, because my ego was running the show, I was not self-developed enough to look in the future, to be like, yes, it's going to be short-term pain, but there's actually a long-term gain that gets to happen here. This is a long-term play, not a short-term play. I need to be okay with the uncomfortableness of this business is not going to be efficient for the next 6 months. I am going to be frustrated for the next 6 months. I'm going to be a teacher over the next 6 months. And things are going to come back to me multiple times in the next 6 months. But what's going to happen in the next 12 months, in the next 18 months, is that I can actually step back from the tools. I can actually step back from needing to check everyone's work with a fine-tooth comb because I trust them, because I've taught them, because they've come to me with their failures. We've moved through them together. We have evolved together. There's so many intrinsic things that happen in that piece when you actually teach someone, you train them, you mentor them, you support them. For both parties, that trust and reliance is built so that when a new client's work comes in, it's like, hey, Stacey, like we get to do this task with this new client. And it's like we did with this other one 2 years ago. Do you remember that? Yeah. Oh my God. I remember all the things that I stuffed up then. Cool. Let's not repeat that now. Let's be aware of that so that this client can have a different experience, so that you can utilize the knowledge and the skills that you've learnt 2 years ago and the additional things that you've learnt in the meantime to be efficient. Heck, you can even be more efficient than me. I don't mind, because my ego then wasn't running the show. I had grown as a business owner, as a leader, and stepped out of my own goddamn way to be like, this team is actually here to support me. This team is actually dedicated and committed to seeing this business grow to where I know it can be, to where I want it to be. And that's not all on me. That's an us thing now. But I needed to get over myself to actually realize that it was an us thing now. We had a team. We have a team. And that team works together. And if I am sitting there hoarding work, not trusting the people who I've chosen to be in this team, because I literally was I hired everyone. If not, I was a part of hiring everyone, every single person on that team. So I chose them for a reason. If I then backflipped on that choice and was like, no, I don't trust you now, that's my own ego coming up again. That's my own gift to work through, to evolve, so that the business can grow and develop to where it gets to be, so that the human, my team member, can grow and evolve to where they get to be. And so I can grow and evolve to be the leader that I want to be. If you are listening to this episode and are picking up what I'm putting down and are ready to unpack and elevate your money story, then pop over to my website and see the money coaching package that is calling your name. Find out for yourself why I have been called the money queen that everyone needs in their life. After working with me, my clients are reclaiming their power in their business, and this has seen them bring hundreds of thousands of dollars into their businesses after having me on board their team. Are you ready to expand? Then let's fucking go, Queen. Book in a call with me on my website, which is alexunscripted.com, to show the universe that you are here for everything that you fucking desire and you are taking action. And another piece on that is if you're sitting there not wanting to hand over tasks to your team, not wanting to trust your team, not wanting to be okay with a 6-month period of inefficiencies for a long-term gain, but also complaining about how busy you are, stop being an asshole to yourself. You are fucking yourself up right now. You're doing your choices because there are people around you right now. And if they're not on board your team right now, they can be. They're on the outskirts of your world. You can hire people to be in your team to support you in this. But if you've got existing team members around you already, and you're not giving them the opportunity to fail, you're not trusting them with tasks, and you're complaining that how busy you are, and side note, busy is bullshit in my world. It's a badge of, if you're wearing the busyness as a badge of honor, I don't think we're going to be friends. If those two things are in your world right now, they are a complete contradiction to each other. And that contradiction can fade away instantly when you allow yourself to receive that support. When you check in with yourself and you're like, actually, I'm being a jerk right now. And I want to be a leader as opposed to a manager. There is a completely different thing between a manager and a leader. A manager is like, go, 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 do, 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 be. Whereas a leader is like, how can I support you right now? What do you need from me? Do you have everything at your fingertips right now, your resources, to be able to do your job the most efficiently? And supporting them in that. As opposed to the manager of just like, here. But chuck everything on your desk that they think that you need. Operative word that they think you need. Or that you're capable of doing. And that was my thing. I didn't trust my team were capable enough to learn more or to take on challenging things or that they were willing to learn the skills that I had that they didn't just yet. Again, all my lessons, my shit, where I was holding the business back. I was being a manager and not a leader. So listen to these stories that I'm sharing with you of mine and go, yeah, that actually resonates with this situation in my world. How can I shift my mentality from being a manager that is constantly saying how busy they are to actually being a leader and allowing people to support me, knowing that this is a long-term play. No one goes into business thinking, this will just be a 1 or 2 year thing. No one. Unless it's literally to create a business to sell in 2 years because you've created this product and you're like crazy strict and clear on what your vision and mission is. That's hardly seen though. Most people go into business and they're like, cool, 5-10 years, we're here. This is us. So what evolution are you on right now? Do you get to go on right now to shift from being a manager that's too busy for their own team members, too busy for themselves, too busy to evolve, to a leader who wants to impart their wisdom onto their team members, who wants to receive support, who wants to see their business flourish to the heights that it can grow to? Because all of these experiences that I'm sharing with you, these lessons that I have learnt the hard way so you don't need to, they all affect the bottom line. If you have a team of managers and no leaders in that business, I guarantee your net profit percentage is going to be lower than a team that has actual leaders in it because the employees are engaged. Your team members actually want to freaking be there. They're being supported. They're being held. They're being trusted. So the bottom line on that business, they actually give a shit more. They actually want to be there instead of just like begrudgingly being like, I'm just here for a paycheck. I'm just here because I have to be. I'm just here because I've got a mortgage or because I've got kids and I want them to go to a private school. I'm just here. And my body is here, but my being isn't here. I believe that your business, and again, I've experienced this, your business can only grow to the extent that you as a human, you as a leader, grows yourself. The moment that I realized what type of person I was being in my own business and how much I was constraining it and constricting its growth. And I shifted my narrative. I shifted the way that I was being. And I said yes to that 6 months, that 18-month vision of like, cool, 6 months of pain, long-term gain. My business shifted. It went on another growth trajectory because I got out of my own way. I got over myself. I was like, hey, ego, I know you've been here for a long time right now, and you get to go in the back seat now. Someone else gets to run this bus and drive it forward as opposed to driving it into the ground, and me along with it. This transition piece that I was in from working myself to the bone and not allowing anyone to support me to shifting into actually receiving that support, I was in a really dark place, darkest that I've ever been in my life to date. And I was like, how did I get here? How on earth did I get here? But it often takes moments and situations like that to actually realize what's in front of you right now. So I really hope that you never get to that place. But if you do, know that there are other people out there who are going through what you're going through right now. And a story that kept me stuck in not allowing myself to receive that support is that no one else knows what I'm going through, which is complete and utter bullshit. Because the minute that I actually allowed myself to be vulnerable with the people around me that I had supporting me, they were like, oh, we had no idea. Well, we did, but no idea to the extent of what was actually going on in your world. And now that we know that you are not alone. And I took steps to evolve. I took steps to trust my team. I took steps to hand over tasks. And that took my business to a new level that it had not seen before. And it could not have grown. It could not have started that journey if my ego was still running the show, if I was still being a manager as opposed to a leader. I would love to know, where in your world do you need to get over yourself so that you can become the leader that your business actually needs right now for it to grow and to flourish? Thank you, Queen, for saying yes to your yes in listening to this episode and being a part of raising the feminine collective one conversation at a time. Remember to share this episode with your business besties and join me in breaking the tabooness around having money conversations. As always, if you have enjoyed this episode, please rate, subscribe, and share this on your social media, remembering to tag me in it to help this conversation go further, which creates a bigger ripple effect.